And we're talking about the Nintendo Switch. Jay, take it away.
I think
Man, you ain't never getting it back if I take it away.
I mean, there's essentially the only two people getting the Switch in this group.
Yeah, so like I guess to set the frame for the podcast, as of now, only Blue and I have pre-ordered Nintendo Switch because we are able to look into the future and see the power, and our friends are
the power.
But no, like I mean, for all the doubt and controversy that the Switch is getting and has gotten. I mean, people are complaining that it's not like a 4K Ultra HD compatible system that can like render Jesus's pimples when he was 13 and all this. Like, I don't think that people are really focused on what Nintendo was trying to do, because it's one of the things that's most interesting to me about it is, of course, the portability. But I think the HD Rumble is like the quiet feature that's going to really distinguish it. Because they actually have like a lot of games announced already. And since Blue, you're also getting a Switch. You know the HD Rumble feature, right? Like it's super precise.
Yeah, rumble. How you could feel one ice cube. And
how you can feel them ice cubes, bro? Yeah, them ice cubes.
Yeah, so what I was thinking was I was looking at the list of games that they've announced, and you know that game Steep that came out, right? Like the giant open world winter sports game.
Yeah.
So imagine like if you're playing with the Switch and like this ain't confirmed or nothing. I'm just saying like this is why I love the Switch, because it opens my mind to these kind of possibilities. So imagine you're playing the Switch or whatever, and you've got like the two Joy-Con in your hand, and as you're like snowboarding down a mountain, the HD Rumble can simulate the feel of the snow under the board in your hand.
That would be nuts.
Like, but I feel like that's the kind of stuff that they're trying to. I don't know that Ubisoft is going to actually do that, because of course the game devs have to actually like program it and have the idea to do it. Whatever. So Ubisoft, you listen, you ain't made Steve yet for the Switch, you can go on and take that idea. I'll take a royalty check. Address will be in the description box. But I don't know. It's one of the first consoles in a while that seems like they're trying to go after something kind of inspired in terms of ideas. I mean, really, I guess since the Wii, because the Wii was
every Nintendo console, really.
Well, I guess I would make the argument that the Wii U was kind of like we just want to do it a bit better.
Which
instead
in that regard was successful.
It was successful in its own right. I don't know. I just feel like the Switch is gonna be kind of groundbreaking in the things that they are putting together for it. I mean, because all these developers are coming out and saying that they're putting their games on it. They got their support behind it. I mean, and to anybody out there who's doubting it, I just pose this question to you: if you've ever sat in your room and played Skyrim for 8 hours, if you've ever sat in your room and played NBA 2K 18, 17, whichever one is coming out, for 10 plus hours, if you've ever sat in your room being a no-life gamer playing Zelda and wondered what the sun looks like, the Switch lets you go outside without giving up your games. Like, I don't know how much more of a pitch you need than that. And this ain't even us talking about Zelda. I feel like Zelda's gonna be one of the best games ever created. I don't care what nobody says.
Like an hour for Zelda, man.
I don't care what nobody says. I don't care if people like Nintendo does the same stuff. I don't care. I've seen gameplay videos. I've seen people like I watched a 5-hour long video because Nintendo's embargo right now is that you can only show like the first 5 hours of the game. So I watched like
only the first 5 hours.
Only the first.
Yeah, so like no. So like they sent the full game to people, but like YouTubers and reviewers can only talk about the first 5 hours of the game until the review embargo is up. Because I think like after 5 hours is when the story really, really kicks off. But I mean, from what I've seen, it's basically a better version. I don't want to say better, but I'm going to say better. It's basically a better version of Skyrim in Zelda, but also still Zelda. Like I don't know. Is anybody on this podcast like a Switch dissenter? Does anybody not believe in the power of the little like
how'd that go again?
I believe in the power.
I'm gonna actually get the
completely.
I'm actually get the sound effect.
A little known fact about me. I've actually kind of considered myself to be anti-Nintendo now for about
heathen
the past few years. But I've got my reasons. But I do feel like the Switch is going to do a lot better than the Wii U. But but like all Nintendo products, I still got my reservations about it.
Hey, hold on. Sorry, let me jump in real quick, Ricardo. I'm sorry, but no, I've been like, we're all pretty much low key Nintendo fans on this podcast right here.
Who are you calling low?
Who are you calling low key?
Okay, high key.
Advertise my shit.
But no, check this out. I bought every Nintendo console since N64. Like right now, even me, I'm actually holding off on to buying the Nintendo Switch because I was a little disappointed in the Wii U. I'm just being real. I literally bought it for Smash, and that was it, and a couple of other games as well. But hey, don't get me wrong. I think the Switch will do well. I mean, they got that advertisement on point, and honestly,
crazy.
Bro, if they put out them damn games, it's a wrap. Like that's all Nintendo need to do, and then they got my blessing again.
I guess for me, but my biggest thing with Nintendo systems is that I felt, at least now for the past couple systems they've done, that they always overcomplicate their online system, their online's
never been good.
Yeah, and
I think that's actually
that's
hopefully what they're trying to remedy.
Like there's certain things I've heard about the Switch coming up, like the fact that I don't think they have a normal party chat system, if I remember correctly. I mean, like it's just
they're trying to go through an app.
That. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like small things like that, inconvenient. I think that's just such an inconvenience by comparison to all the.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff that was inconvenient for it because, like, I've seen that one that the party chat is through an app, even though it's been already showcased that it's well capable of doing Bluetooth on itself, like from itself, but. There's they obviously said that they can't, that Nintendo won't do it. You can't.
Well, I mean, but even with it going through the app though, like, because I see your point, John, and initially that was actually a big reservation of mine. But then I actually sat down and like I did what, and I'm not like accusing you of being a hater. It was just something that I was doing when I was trying not to be hyped for the Switch. Like I turned off the quiet hater in my brain, and I just looked at the idea for what it is. And I see the merits of what they're now. Granted, if they do it wrong, it's going to be horrible. Like just. Ain't no two ways about it. But like uncoupling voice chat from the system itself, I think they're trying to really promote you can take this with you anywhere you go. Because think about it. If you're playing on the PS4 or you're playing on the Xbox One, and you're sitting on your couch, then you're on voice chat or whatever. Like you're sitting on the couch, you're playing voice chat. But with the Switch, if you need to be sitting down on the couch on the dock with the Switch plugged in, with your headphones plugged in, with all this other stuff plugged in, that kills part of what the console is built on, which is its portability. Because now, if you want to talk to your friends, you got to be at home, which don't nobody want to do that. So, at least not with the Switch, if it's living up to its promise as a console. So, I think part of the reason is that they're going with a smartphone app, because literally everybody has a smartphone. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. Like,
if you can pay for a Switch,
the target market has a smartphone.
Yeah, their target demographic has smartphones. So I think it's a risky move, and I think it's probably the weirdest thing about the Switch for sure. But I mean, even the whole you can schedule when you want to play games or like tournament games or whatever with friends.
That is great.
Yeah, like I mean, imagine like we all, or like me, Blue, and Patrick, whatever. We all have Mario Kart 8, and we're all adults. We can't. It's not like it was when we was in high school, where like we could all just hop online and we know that Blue's going to be online because of course Blue's going to be online. School's over. Like we aren't quite sure when we're going to be able to play with our friends. Now we can just be like, hey, let's play Mario Kart 8 at 9. Like, and now it's like a Google reminder in our phone almost, where it's like through a Switch app, it's telling us it's time to be social and play games with your friends. Which, I mean,
at least they're learning in that regard.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah,
and like I said,
learning.
I think PlayStation does that right now.
Yeah, like if it goes wrong, it's going to be terrible, and they're probably going to have to like backpedal like crazy to win back people's good graces. But I don't think it's a bad idea, honestly. I think that, I mean, because even with the portability, if you're running voice chat through the Switch, you're eating up battery power. So now people have even more reason to complain about, oh, the Switch only lasts for an hour and a half because I was playing Splatoon online with my friends and my Switch died because I was on voice chat. Now you're on your phone, like it's.
Yeah, but I still feel like that can easily be remedied if they're also, because they're also not only trying to sell it as the portable console, it is still technically a hybrid console, so it should be able to do both, docked or undocked.
Yeah, and I mean, they haven't said explicitly that they aren't going to allow it to have like built-in voice chat or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I definitely see your point though, John. Like Nintendo does try really hard to make their consoles the most interesting, but I don't think that always translates to being the most appealing. And
Or the most functional, rather.
yeah, or even the
Sometimes.
most functional. I mean, because even the
Yeah.
Wii was kind of like the Wii Motion Plus thing is what like basically unlocked the true form of the Wii or whatever.
yeah.
But that came out like what was it, like 2 or 3 years later? Like
Right, but it
Yeah,
still
I
worked.
mean, I definitely believe in the system, though. I mean, like I said, I feel like it's going to do better than the Wii U. But there's just small little things like that always keep me from buying Nintendo systems, just because I don't like dealing with the back end. Like even the small things, like back in the day, trying to migrate my accounts to different systems, or you know, or the nightmares of trying to play a match against somebody online in Smash Brothers Brawl when I had to go on a forum and get a friend code, and the friend code is like 10 digits long, and it's like
So
it's
glad they got
just
rid of the friend codes.
stuff like that. Like, and maybe, and, I'm pretty sure that stuff is done, but like it's just kind
Yeah,
of
they
left
got
a
rid of
bad taste in my mouth when it comes to Nintendo and online features and capabilities. But I mean, as far as their single player games go, like, there's no doubt. If there's anybody out there who doubts that Zelda looks like it's going to flop, they need to get slapped, because that game looks amazing.
Yeah,
I'm not even like I don't even play Zelda games. Like I told you, I'm not really big on Nintendo, but that game looks amazing. Just from an overall standpoint, it's hitting high notes on all of the things that an open world RPG-esque type game should be doing. I mean, it looks great.
Oh yeah, most of it. I can completely agree, because you can ask everyone else. I'm like the lowest of the low for Zelda. Like I had to suffer through
bum.
all the other Zeldas just so I can get to Skyward Sword, because that was like decent to me. I didn't really like it, especially when I actually beat the game.
I got a question for y'all, and I legitimately don't know the answer to it, obviously. But the Nintendo eShop, will I be able to sign in on like the Switch and get the old games I bought before?
Yeah, they just
Did
recently
they?
announced that they have. No, they just recently announced that they are allowing the integration. So like now you will have, from the way I understand it, now you have your Nintendo account, like your My Nintendo account or whatever, and you link all your like your 3DS account and your eShop account. Basically, you link all those accounts that John was saying left a bad taste in his mouth. You point them all to one place, and then all your stuff is now there, and that's the one that you use for the Switch. And I think that's what they're trying to do going forward, where it's like we realized that having a 3DS account and a Wii U account and a left thumbstick Wii U account was a bad idea. So we're just letting you combine them all into one. And yeah, because people were, I mean,
because you wouldn't want to have to buy the same game like 4 times
yeah,
on
like,
4
and
different
people were
consoles.
upset about it. Like, man, I don't have to rebuy Pokemon Yellow for $3.99. Like, let me let me transfer my games, and they're not wrong. I just felt like they were complaining about the wrong games. Like every article I saw was like all those DS games I bought. I don't want to have to rebuy them. I'm like, those are the cheapest ones. Like, why aren't you talking about like any of the other games?
I mean, it's so inconvenient, because like actually Blake ran into that problem with when one of his DSs broke and he had to get a new one. The games he bought on his prior DS was locked because he had to get a different Nintendo account.
See,
And they don't let you do account recovery.
No.
So they actually do. You just have to call them, and that's Nintendo's fault for not advertising that. Because when I got a new 3DS, I was worried about the same thing, and when I went to GameStop, a friend of Patrick Blue and I's actually told me you can call Nintendo and they can handle the account migration for you, and it takes like a few hours. But they don't advertise it, which again has been a failing of Nintendo. But no, you actually can. But see, the fact that people like Blake and like you, John, any bad experiences you've had, like that you are left out in the snow, it definitely leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Where it's like, do I want to keep dealing with a company that like dangles some of my favorite retro games in front of me and then releases a new console, and then I lose those retro games because I spent more money with them? Like that's always been a crappy business decision by Nintendo.
And
they're trying to remedy it. I don't know how well it's going to work.
Yeah, and the sad thing about that, it is not Nintendo as a whole. It's just Nintendo Japan that's making it hard for the world.
It's kind of trickling down, because Nintendo Japan is definitely not with the times yet, and it's like trickling down into every other region. Like, I think they really need to get on board. And what's the before I jump into it, do y'all know the prices of the new online they're gonna do?
It's going to be free for the first 7 months, and then I think it'll be like no more than $10 I think they either said
between $10 to $14.
Okay, well,
Between that-
regardless,
I, thought
they,
it was for the. I think it was like 10 to 14 for the year, though, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah,
it
for
was
the
actually
year.
really cheap.
Yeah,
even still, man, they need to get a handle on this online situation. They do.
if they trying to pull like paid online now, they can't screw it up or else that.
Yeah, that's my thought process behind it too. Like I'm not that Nintendo fanboy who's like, oh guys, everything's gonna be great. But to me, looking at it as a business decision, if you're going to charge people for a service you used to offer for free, you now have the confidence that you're providing them with a better quality service. Otherwise, people are going to literally hang you by your fees. Like people are going to be like, you're charging me $10 for the same shit internet that you had on the Wii and the Wii U. Like that won't fly. So
yeah. Especially since so much time has passed, like so many different consoles have come out. Like all these other consoles basically have a model now. Like you really don't even have to make up your own. If that makes sense, you can just if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, even look at what Sony did this generation. They're like, okay, we saw what the 360 did with Xbox Live, so Sony was like, all right, we're going to take PlayStation Network on the PS4 and just kind of follow the Xbox's model of online, and it's been great. I know I own a PS4, and I owned a 360 the generation before that, and as you can tell, they were learning. So if the Switch looks at what the Xbox and the PS4 have done with their online, and like do something similar, a lot of their other games will benefit. Like I know a good amount of people who are huge Splatoon fans. Imagine how good. Like, because Splatoon is already a good game. It's already fun. I sat down and played it. It's great. It's a blast. But imagine how it can be ascended to that next level. With even better online. Like,
so many matches.
Better online.
So many matches. Oh, that I was right there and just disconnect.
Which kind of brings me back to the voice chat thing. Imagine how much a game like Splatoon would benefit greatly from voice chat and communication, being able to talk with your teammates.
And I think
we're gonna tell them to stop playing Call of fucking Duty and actually paint the damn stage.
but I mean, like Nintendo's always been good for like in terms of experiences like Splatoon. They've always been good at like taking a concept and turning it on its head, and then still somehow making it good. Like look at Mario Kart as a concept. What is Mario Kart really? It's a bunch of Nintendo mascots and go-karts throwing shit at each other. Like in a lot of ways, that really shouldn't be as fun as it is. But it's also one of the most fun racing games out there because they always put in the right concepts and gameplay things. But I mean, I don't know. I personally think that this year is going to define the way that the Switch looks. But from the way they've set themselves up, it's looking pretty good. Like to all the people out there who are complaining, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they're only releasing Zelda at launch." Like, it seems like Zelda is bigger than GTA 5 and Skyrim,
it really
possibly combined with as stupid big as that map is. Because the map is stupid big. It just makes no sense. I sent Blue a picture the other day, and even after I looked at the picture, I was like, "That actually doesn't."
I almost shit my pants. That junk was like the map is.
Yeah, it is huge. It's like you could go here and try to beat the game in 15 minutes, or you can just explore this whole game and like be lost for years.
Yeah, like I was looking at some of like the collectibles in the game because of course Zelda games are defined by like the things that you can collect, and they have like 100 shrine challenges, which is how you increase your heart/stamina meter, and then they have 900 Koroks, the little leaf guys to find. For something for like item slot expansion or something like that. And I was just like 900. Then I looked at the map and I was like, no, 900's about right. Like, because otherwise I'd be like one Korok per region, and that's just that'd get boring. So, but yeah, like, and I'm sure you probably would like find them in bundles or something. I can't imagine you have to go individually look for 900. But then I don't know. I haven't played the game, but yeah, like I'm hype about it. I don't care. I know people are all. Don't ride the hype train, and Nintendo's let us down before, and you know those darn Nintendo. Like, to me, Nintendo's never really let me down. They've just disappointed the expectations I set for them. Because, I mean, the Wii, they wanted to make a family-friendly console that everybody can play. That's literally what the Wii was. The Wii U,
worked.
They wanted a console that had a gamepad that was a second screen, kind of like the 3DS that you can move around. That is literally what the Wii U was. The 3DS, 3D gaming in your hand. literally what the 3DS is. I think the issue is that people like put their like childhood stock in Nintendo, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, the Wii U has portable gaming, Call of Duty in 4K," and then they get disappointed when it doesn't happen. And it's just like they never promised you that. It doesn't mean they shouldn't do it. I just don't think they ever. I don't think that Nintendo's ever promised more than they've delivered. They just kind of sell themselves short with their promises.
I think one of the best ways to avoid that disappointment, though, is to go into Nintendo products not expecting too much from the third-party developers. When you buy a Nintendo game, or excuse me, a Nintendo console, you get it because of all of the Nintendo exclusives. Nintendo is chock full of exclusives. You get it for the Mario, you get it for the Zelda, all the Mario Party games. Like, insert Nintendo game here. That's why you get it.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem, right? Therein lies the problem of why Nintendo's not doing so well. They need that third party.
Well, actually, we were talking about that in another podcast, John. How these developers, they think they can get away with so much. Some developers have gotten so lazy to the point to where they don't want to develop for Nintendo systems anymore. Because I don't know if they find it's too challenging for the motion controls and whatnot. But
I honestly think that's what it's been. Because I mean, you can't expect Nintendo to like send their like corporate ninjas to every third party developer and be like, make this game right or we'll like kill your dog or some shit. But honestly, I agree with you, TJ. I think a lot of developers got lazy and they stopped using all the stuff Nintendo packed into their console.
Right. And everybody know Nintendo ain't about that day one patch bullshit. Like that ain't gonna happen. You make the game, you complete the shit, and then you release it.
Yeah, like Zelda. Well, Zelda's gonna have a day one patch, but I think it's.
I mean, that's fair. It's a big ass game.
Yeah,
and Nintendo doesn't often do that. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think that's what it's been. I think it's been a combination of developers kind of falling out of love with developing for Nintendo consoles and getting lazy with the stuff. I mean, because look at some of the ports that have come to like the Wii and Wii U. Like, if Nintendo can make Mario Kart 8 look as good as it does on the Wii U, ain't no reason why some of these third-party ports should look like a goddamn PS1 game, but they do. And you can't blame that on Nintendo. That's the third-party developer's fault. It's just that it shows up on Nintendo's console, and all of a sudden Nintendo's at fault for, oh my god, your system's underpowered and blah blah blah. And I mean, I just personally think it's that the PS4 and Xbox are so similar that they don't have to put a ton of effort into developing across those
all three platforms. Yeah.
Well, I mean, because even on that same example, look at PC ports and how bad they are. Like,
God, they're so bad.
But if you think about it, it doesn't make sense for them to be as bad as they are because
they were made on PCs.
Well, I mean, they were made on PC. But I mean, to me, it kind of I guess reinforces the point that we gotta put some more of the focus back on the game developers with the quality of these games, because like there's no reason that some of these games on PC should be releasing the way that they do, but they like outsource their development and they like push off all the responsibility to all these other people, and then when a game comes out like crap, they're just like, well, PC is hard to develop for. No, like that's not a valid excuse because we have so many good games on PC. There's no reason why your stuff should come out day one working like shit and you just expect us to be okay with it. But on PC, we can look at the developer and be like, well, WB Games fucked up Arkham Knight, so screw them. I'll never buy any game of theirs again. But when it's on a Nintendo console, you bought it because it's a Nintendo console. So now you're mad at Nintendo because, that's your console. You got to stay at home with it. Like,
I mean, they do the same thing with Sony though. Like when consoles have like some kind of form of unique controls, third parties usually just don't take the extra step to do anything with it. Like, I mean, how long has the PS4 been out now? I mean, I still have yet to see
2 years.
Yeah, I've yet to see any game outside of ones that are actually made by Sony use the 6-axis and the touch controller or the touch.
Oh yeah, it does.
Man, the 6-axis was out since 3. Man.
Exactly, and no games even really use it. I think I saw like somebody play like an old like Ratchet and Clank game, and like you had to use the 6-axis to balance yourself while walking across like a beam. But like outside of that, I've seen very little.
Man, the last game I played that actually used 6-axis was Heavenly Sword.
That's the only one that I can think of, honestly. Like, you guys are naming all these other games, and I'm like, I really only know Heavenly Sword that ever did it. And even then, it was only like, she needs to jump. Lift your hands to the sky. And
I only remember that one specific section when you're using and you could jump on the damn thing. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, man, I mean, the touchpad.
Yeah. I truthfully forget that PS4 has a touchpad on it, because
Yeah,
Like you said, I don't
like
see anybody use it.
It gets used more like a button than it does for the actual touch function.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only time I use the 6-axis on my PlayStation is to type. And, you know what I'm saying? Like that's it. And like I don't want the same thing to happen with the Switch, but like I feel like it will. Like third parties are just not going to take advantage of the Rumble feature. They're not going to take advantage of the touch screen.
I like put that plug in for Ubisoft, because I really do think that something like that, I feel like you don't have to be as strained to make something unique. You can just add in like a touch, like yeah, if you're playing steep and you're snowboarding down a mountain, you can feel the snowboard on the snow. Like there you go. There's HD Rumble. Enjoy your game.
Like if there's one game that's gonna do it though, it's always the Mario game. That Mario game that comes out is going to use every possible feature of that console. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, so this is what this could do. That thing's gonna have you swiping all over the screen, as everything's gonna be rumbling. You're gonna be throwing the controller in the sky, catching it behind your back. There's gonna be a part where you're gonna have to undock it, take it outside,
put the switch in direct sunlight to grow these plants.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna milk every single thing with that Mario game. And I feel like they usually do that, and which is, I guess, kind of surprises me that the Mario game is not coming out at launch, because usually they use their Mario games not only as a good game itself, but it's almost like a tech demo for showcasing what the console can do. Unless they do that with Zelda, but like usually the Mario games are used to show the full capability of what the system can do. Like they did that with Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, that's true.
They really didn't do that with Wii U. Now I think about it.
Yeah, exactly. And the Wii, and I feel like that's kind of what the Wii U was missing. Like some games tried to do things with it, but it lacked.
I don't know. The game that really did the most was Zombie U. That showed off the full capabilities of the Wii U.
Actually, didn't play that.
It was okay. It was a good idea in a not good game.
And then it got ported.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's another conversation for another time. I get tired of people porting stuff and basically just using the ports as patches to fix all their bad game designs, like, because that's what they end up being.
Yes, it is. And so
but there's one thing the Switch can do that will make everybody hop on board, and I really hope they don't miss this opportunity. It's a home console and it's portable. If the next Pokemon game is not on the Switch, not just the 3DS, if it is not on the Switch, that is a huge missed opportunity.
I feel like they know that though. I mean, like TJ said earlier, they've been really on point with like their advertising. It seems like whoever is new at Nintendo has their head on straight about what they want this console to do. I don't think there's any confirmation, but I hope so, man. Because I agree with you. Like if they announce like the third Pokemon game in this Pokemon generation or whatever, and they're like only on 3DS, I'll be like, really, guys? Y'all didn't want to? No.
I felt the same way about Monster Hunter though. Man,
I already told Blue, if Monster Hunter Double Cross comes out on the Switch, I'm quitting every job I have. Like, I already got to worry about Zelda. I haven't even beat Tales of Berseria yet. Freaking Mario's coming out. Mario Kart. If they come out with a Monster Hunter game, I'm stopping life for like a solid month to just... Because I don't
see why they wouldn't put a Monster Hunter on the Switch though. I don't see why they wouldn't, dude.
I don't see.
I feel like they're
gonna probably come with some BS reason why they won't do it.
I don't know. I feel like they'll be on Capcom now. Because I feel like Nintendo knows that they need the Switch to be like a killer console, and I don't think they're about to let something like, oh, it costs some money, stop them from getting a game that they know would push consoles. Because I mean, look at Zelda. Mm-hmm. Like, look at how much has obviously gone into this one game.
Then again, now I think
they got voice acting in a Zelda game now. Like, how much money must that have cost?
Regardless of the fact, that won't. Even if it only is like region exclusive, that still won't be an issue because we can still play it since they took out region locking.
Oh yeah, they did take out region locking. So if it only comes out in Japan, we can still
just import it.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
So like all games are
I
on
mean,
lock to us.
you ain't gonna be able to read the menu, but I mean,
There's
but it's
most
Monster
games have
Hunter.
it. Yeah, but most games do have an English option if you can find it through the menus.
Now, Monster Hunter, there are way too many items, way too many parts. They're gonna be like, if you can't play match the symbols, you ain't making nothing. Cause I've never seen any Japanese Monster Hunter game that has a lick of English in it.
I mean, you can just switch it to a language that we can understand. There's always a French option, at least for us, Joey.
I mean,
I was about to say that does not help me, regardless of my
It
background.
should help you a little.
wait, y'all speak French?
Yeah, Patrick and I do.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Blue
You
speaks
learned
Braille.
Joey really learned it. I kind of got yelled at it, and it.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I really learned it. I think it was more that I was like the token black guy who was smart enough to be noticed by all white kids, but not so threatening that they felt intimidated by me at all times until they actually had a conversation with me. But then it was too late to back out.
I was just the target.
So, like all the teachers like would actually make an effort at teaching me because I think I was like their black kid, where it was like, oh, I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna teach him everything I know, and I'm gonna show them I'm not racist. But again, another conversation for another time.
Man, like seriously, man, like 24 years in, and I still can't speak English right. This shit.
It's so hard.
So I'm just.
Needs helps.
Hey, back on the topic of games, let me be real quick, man. Honestly, all they need to do, they already got Mario on the way. They got Zelda on the way. Bro, they put Monster Hunter and Metroid on that thing.
Metroid.
Boy.
They got too many.
Can you imagine, like,
I would need them to
Metroid
take
Prime?
another crack at Star Fox and get it right this time.
Yeah, I mean, but I honestly feel like, because like with Nintendo, you have to consider that they have, unlike Sony and Microsoft, because I mean, can everybody here agree that the PSP is pretty much dead now? Like
what?
What's a PSP?
So I feel like Nintendo is the only console maker right now that genuinely has multiple consoles that are successful. But if you look at all the work they're putting into Fire Emblem and all the games that are coming out, and the phone game that just came out, and the like new game that's coming out, and then the other new game that's coming out, then like the third new game that's coming out because they know it's now popular. I feel like Nintendo would. I don't think they would miss. I feel like they have a better chance of not missing those opportunities because there's no reason there shouldn't have been a Metroid game on the Wii U. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess there wasn't, was there?
I mean, they did the trilogy, I think. Oh no,
I
that
mean,
was on the Wii.
They re-released the trilogy through the eShop.
They re-released, boy.
Yeah, it was a eShop download for the Wii Virtual Console. I mean, which are still those are still three great games, sure. But no, there was no like first party. This is a new Metroid game on the Wii U, and the Wii got two of them. It got Other M and Metroid Prime 3. So
Other
like,
M didn't really count though. It was a different developer, but
yeah, that's true. But Other M wasn't as bad as
Team
people.
Ninjas did as best as they could, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like Other M got a lot of flack that it didn't necessarily. It wasn't the best Metroid game by any stretch of the imagination, but I also don't think that it deserved all the crap that it got. Because if you just played the game for the game, I thought it was pretty solid. Like all the, well, with no offense to anybody out there who supports feminism, because I do too. Like with all the hyperactive feminist people, like, oh, she can't use her powers unless her commander tells her to. Well, yeah, that's how the military works. Like,
yeah,
it sucks, but at this part in the story, she's in the military, so yeah, that's how militaries work. You need your commanding officers to authorize you to use additional power or force or whatever. So
you know what I want to see? You know what I want to see no matter what? Just like they did with the Wii U and how they came out with a whole separate new IP, you know, like Splatoon. If they did that for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 more titles on the Switch, that's what I would really want to see.
Arms definitely.
Well, yeah, Arms. Of
Arms
course.
gonna be that game. I feel like Arms gonna sneak up on everybody, and Slick be one of the most fun games in a while. Like,
super mega hyper ultra Wii boxing.
It ain't nothing like new fresh franchises. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially ones that work.
Yeah.
Splatoon. Goddamn Splatoon.
Yeah. I mean,
that was the truth.
I would love to see them do another 3D Donkey Kong game. I don't think they've done that since like Donkey Kong 64.
Since like ever.
Yeah. Like,
ukulele will take care of that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's right.
I guess so. I'm actually losing hype for ukulele.
They is taking a little bit too much
Well,
time.
not because of like how long it's taken to release, but just because I've been looking at what people have been comparing it to, and I haven't seen enough of the game to be sold on those promises that all these other, not that the developers are like saying, oh, we're gonna bring all this stuff back, but I mean, people are like, oh, well, if you love Donkey Kong 64, ukulele's for you. And then they'll show like a 15-second gameplay clip and like, buy it today. And I'm like, you didn't show me anything. You showed me them running and jumping. Nope, that was it.
I'm just
I mean-
like honestly, I'm putting my faith in the old Rareware team because they did magic back in the day. So
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes it's hard to it is hard to invest that kind of stock into it, though. I mean, look at all the Mega Man had
Let's
to deal
not
with
bring
Mighty
up-
Number 9.
let's not speak of
Let's not
that.
bring that up.
oh man, did I just throw some salt in the wound?
No, there's no wound.
That,
It's
that was
a
just
sad,
atrocious.
Yeah, it's just a sad, blown out corpse that they
Damn.
obviously should have left on the ground because they forgot what they were. How do you make a game series and then mess up your own game series? That's
You mess up your
Well-
own creation.
In his defense, he was trying to develop it for like 18 million consoles when he only had to focus on like 3. That's number one. Number two,
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, it's fair,
number
I guess.
2, I don't think he. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I don't think
All
he
he
should have.
had to do-
I don't think he should have made like a Mega Man Reborn.
All
I
he had to
think
do was,
Mighty
he was
Number
just
9 would've
reskinning
been-
his own Mega Man.
Well, that's why I was actually hoping Mighty Number 9 would be Mighty Number 9, not Mega Man 2015 or 16 or whenever the hell that game came out. I wish it would have been its own like its own like individual game title thing. But
Instead of trying to be like Mega Man.
yeah, because that's where everybody got disappointed in.
That's true.
Yeah, because like the moment you play it, you immediately start comparing it to Mega Man.
It's not even
Exactly.
how bad of a disappointment. It's the fact that like what they showed as it was being developed to what came out
Yeah.
release. It's not even
Yeah.
the same game. Don't
Yeah,
even
right.
look. It doesn't even look remotely the same.
It's another No Man's Sky.
It wasn't optimized at all.
Oh,
I
Like, they
still
did-
don't think that he shouldn't have tried to put on like 6,000 consoles. Cause he tried to put on like Wii U, Xbox One, 360. I'm like, dude, you can't do all this. PS2, come on now.
Runner did it.
I mean, but
Runner
Runner. It doesn't take much to make a Runner game. All
Yeah.
their stuff is like optimized for a toaster. You know what I'm saying? You could play Runner on anything. Like that actually makes sense. Like he actually, or those guys actually developed it to be on everything. So props to them. But it was a very lightweight game. But anyway,
Yeah.
now I would like
But
to
yeah,
see.
nah.
Oh no, what were you about to say, man?
No, I was just gonna say that I sincerely hope that nobody ever goes the route of Mighty Number 9 ever again. That's all.
yeah.
Like, you don't have to do that to yourself. Because honestly, I feel like people put too much pressure on some game developers. Like if the game isn't turning out the way you want it to, just refund people their money. Be like, I'm sorry to let you down, but it wouldn't have been what I wanted it to be. So here's your money back. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Like-
instead of hey, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, like I'd rather somebody own up to not being able to sell what they want to sell me than knowingly sell me a piece of crap and try to convince me that it's a diamond. Like I'm not stupid. Come on, this is obviously a bad game. Don't try to tell me, oh, it's been in development for 14 years and we purified the crystal cartridges underneath the pure spring waters. No, it's a crap game. You messed up. Like just just admit it and move on.
Now, what do you guys think about this? Now, I would like to see Nintendo take some of their popular handheld franchise, some of their handheld franchises, and make console variations. Like even games that were already on console prior. Like I always felt like it was a missed opportunity for Luigi's Mansion sequel. I mean, I know it was good on the 3DS. I heard it was great on 3DS, but I would have loved to have seen a console variation of the Luigi's Mansion sequel. I know that the Bravely series was really well received.
Man, Bravely. Oh gosh, the Bravely games.
Okay, so here's what I think should happen. Just be personally, going off what John said, and going back to Pokemon. I'm gonna need them to evolve Pokken and then do just like how Bandai's doing with Xenoverse because they got the characters, they got the engine, they can do it. It's just Nintendo needs to let Bandai know. I mean, hell, Nintendo trusted them with Smash Bros. I'm sure they didn't fail that. So trust them with Pokemon.
Yeah,
Let them take
I feel like, though,
and evolve it to something like Xenoverse.
I see your point. I just don't feel like Pokken did what they wanted it to do, because they made Pokken to be their tournament fighter. Like, this is the one that they could throw their support behind. This is like the Nintendo
worked.
twist of a serious fighting game. But it didn't know, like, what Pokken scene is there.
I mean, well, that's because it's there. It's just now not here.
I mean, there's also a scene for Super Smash Bros. 64. Like, there's still any game.
No, there's still a serious scene for it. It's just it kind of Wii U, Nintendo being the way Nintendo was with the Wii U, they dropped support, and it continued to grow in Japan, and stopped here.
I think the hardware limitations of the Wii U.
There's no hardware limit. There is literally like 4 Pokemon that came out in the arcade versions in Japan.
But like this, I guess that's what I mean by the hardware limitations, though.
But it was built on Wii U, though.
I mean, it was built on Wii U.
Well, it was built on Wii U too. But have you ever played the multiplayer version of it on Wii U?
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm talking about. Like in tournaments, all the
crazy.
setups, all the Pokemon setups require 2 Wiis.
Well, yeah.
Just like
the arcades required 2 cabinets.
Well, I mean, but it's different in an arcade, like, because you expect that in an arcade.
Yeah, like
all the professional ones I've seen, there were 2 cabinets.
Yeah, I mean,
at least 2 cabinets.
I mean, by comparison, though, I mean, look at Street Fighter. Like, it's easier for the tournament organizers, right? I mean, you get one system, one setup. That's one setup. For every setup for Pokken, you had to have 2 Wii U's. And it was like that because if you try to play on the 2 systems, there's frame rate issues.
Yeah, frame drops.
Yeah.
Or if you try to play on one, there was frame rate issues.
There's always going to be something for, like, depending on the fighting games, there's always going to be some kind of issue. It's
I mean, but then I think you also have to go back to the argument that now we're running into all these problems, and it's a Nintendo game that isn't innately popular in the competitive scene. So, like, you start throwing in all these roadblocks, and, well, we need 2 consoles to make it work, and we need this, we need that, and it's also not the most popular game that people watch on our stream. Like, I honestly feel like, I'm not saying Pokken 2 or whatever would never happen. I just don't see it being a priority over something like Smash for the Switch or whatever they would call it.
I feel like it needs to happen. I feel like Pokken 2 being on the Switch would help revive it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's what I was getting to. It's like just revive it. Like, since the hardware would be better, it wouldn't have as many limitations, and it still has a chance to evolve it, do a sequel. Basically, like what game are they doing? I can't remember what game they're doing that like kind of. Well, I guess the closest thing I can go with is Splatoon 2, because it's not gonna be. It's gonna be similar, but not so similar, because everything is getting upgraded or changed slightly, rebalanced, retooled, and it's gonna be like a completely different game, more or less.
Yeah,
and that's why I feel like it needs to happen with Pokken.
There's a lot of stuff with the Switch that, I mean, because they mentioned the idea of a GameCube emulator, and honestly, if they do a GameCube emulator and they don't like release an HD version of Melee, like literally the same game, just HD, that's all, then I don't know that they understand competitive marketing at all. Because as it stands, Melee is still one of the most watched competitive games, and you still got these dedicated players playing on these old ass CRT TVs because of how much they love this game. Can you imagine how hype Melee would be if tournaments were popping off on street corners and shit? Like,
but I feel like they're not going to do that just because it might be hard to replicate it. Like, even if they remake it or HD remaster it, some of the things that are there might not exist anymore. Like, because I think a lot of the things that people found and a lot of the tech in the game was like put there by accident. People had to find it. People had to like to discover it. And I think it might be hard to recreate that. And I also think they don't want to do that because they still want Smash 4 to succeed. And honestly, I feel like an HD remaster of Melee would kill Smash 4.
That's fair.
Yeah, most definitely will do that.
Yeah, that is fair.
Because everybody would just be like, oh, I can play that in HD? All right. And then they'll just drop it and go back to Melee. I don't think they want that to happen.
It would cannibalize their own market.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but they'd be cannibalizing it from themselves, for themselves.
But that's still losing. They're still losing money though. You don't want to do that.
I don't think they're gonna lose money though. I don't think they would lose money because Melee, everybody love Melee, whether you know it or not.
I mean, yeah,
but Smash 4 is also that hot sauce too. Like that game is hot.
Yeah, they would make money off of HD remaster, but then all the money spent.
I think they'll break even, bro.
All the money developing for Smash is going to just go down the drain.
I mean, but like even look at the what is it? Ultra Hyper Street Fighter Mega HD Remix 2 or
man, don't forget Super.
No. just no.
Whatever the world there. I mean,
Ultra Super Street Fighter 4.
I mean, but like look at Capcom's strategy. Capcom's strategy has never been we don't want you to play the games that you love. It has always been if you want to play it, we make it available. That's it.
Let me tell you something. We can have a 3-day segment on Capcom, and that wouldn't be enough time.
No.
Man, we can have a 3-day segment.
Some of the feelings I have towards that company.
Man, we can have a 3-day segment on Capcom's treatment of Street Fighter V, and that could be 3 days just me yelling about the stupid stuff they've done. And
so, is the Street Fighter still off your computer?
Yes, and I'm not installing it until they buff Ken. Why would you nerf him? He was never good.
He's not that bad.
Yeah, you haven't seen John yet, Joey. That's probably why.
I don't
see. You're still going off day one patch, kid. And you haven't seen all the stuff that people found.
I'm not. Because I've been watching Street Fighter players religiously, hoping to see someone at the highest level of play show me that these characters that they changed for no reason are still viable. And all I've seen is if you're playing against a player that's worse than you, the few tools that they threw in for your character, you can utilize them now. But if you're playing against someone on equal or better footing, all of a sudden it seems like your character just doesn't really move at the same speed. The only reason, I guess as a quick side note before we go back to the Switch, the only reason I'm truly upset about the nerfs to Ken, because I feel like they should have nerfed some of the things that Ken was able to do in Season 1 in Street Fighter V, for sure. But changing the way that he has to approach the game so drastically, while you already hindered his ability to approach the game in the same way that other characters do, makes no sense to me. Ken doesn't have a solid neutral game. He had 2 good buttons that they tried to push to 2 other buttons that weren't as good, and then they made it so that you could auto-complete a target combo that is useful in like 2 very rare situations. They nerfed most of his approaches, and they tried to compensate by saying if you can somehow trick somebody into landing this overhead on a counter hit, you can get big damage. Oh, except wait, all of Ken's supers are multi-hitting, and the damage scaling is ignorantly stupid. So even his super combos don't do nearly as much damage as the rest of the cast.
Wait, Joey, let me ask you a question. Hold on. So you hold on. You uninstalled Street Fighter V.
Yep.
Just because they nerfed Ken.
I was losing interest anyway. But
he was losing interest. Then he played online. Yeah. Then we played a first to 5 when I had Jury, and he saw all the stuff that I got versus all the stuff that he lost, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, because it made no sense to me. Like, if they would have left some characters alone in Season 1 and buffed the people they buffed for Season 2, I think Street Fighter V would be in a great place right now. But instead, they had the genius idea of, let's change something that's been in Street Fighter games forever. Invincible DPs. Because I hate the fact that my Laura, who can mix me up by walking and dashing and grabbing me at no matter what the fuck range she is, can get hit by a DP because otherwise she just puts me in the corner and throws me in the blender. Oh, well. I guess I can't do anything now. I guess I need a meter to hopefully fish my way out. But now she sees I have a meter and she backs off. Fuck Season 2 of Street Fighter V until they fix the game. Fuck all of it. I have yet to see anybody have anything positive except for the people who play like the super strong characters now. Like all the Urian players, like, oh no, this game is great because your character's busted. Like. Of course you think the game is great. You're having a great time right now. Nobody can challenge you. But whatever.
I guess for me, coming from never having a character with an invincible DP didn't really affect me.
I mean, but but so I guess as a more of a quick side note, imagine you were playing Akuma. Like let's really set this scenario here, and then I think we should get back on topic. Let's really set the scenario here. I'm playing Ken, and let's say I'm playing like Alpha Alpha 3 or whatever. I got you pressured, locked down in a corner. You know, I can check you with jabs. I can check you with lights. Anytime you try to do something, I can block it and reversal it or whatever. Your only hope is to know when I am doing a series of unsafe moves and slip in a DP to basically reset the momentum of the game. Now, all of a sudden, DPs aren't invincible, so they trade. The only reason it's such a bad thing is because they then nerfed everything about Shotos. So now not only do your DPs trade, but they don't even trade positively. You just get blown up for trying to save your own life. Like, what?
Yeah,
man. I think a little bit later I can talk to you about that. I'm a Ken main as well, and I got some thoughts on
that. Man, we gotta have conversations. Back to the Switch.
Yeah, back to the Switch. Yeah, but we can definitely talk about that.
Oh God. So yeah, Zelda's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Does anyone agree that they kind of preferably, at least for me, I would prefer that they kind of condense the launch windows for the year because it's still looking pretty thin to me.
I think it's looking thin on the Nintendo front because it is looking thin on the Nintendo front. But then I also I agree with you. I wish there were way more first-party Nintendo games coming out. But then I also think about the first-party games that are coming out, and I'm like, there's a lot of shit that's going on here. Like, you have literally the biggest Zelda game they've ever done. You got an open-world Mario game coming out at the end of the year, and you've also got DLC for the biggest Zelda game of all time, in the form of like an additional story pack or story mission or whatever, and some like new challenges. Already, I feel like Zelda's going to take at least 100 hours to really beat for like dedicated players. So I think their plan, and I don't know that it's really a good plan, but I think their plan is we basically put out the big hits. And then if you want to pick up Skyrim again, there you go. You want to pick up NBA, there you go. And then you got Mario. And then if you want to play like Rayman, there you go. And then you got Mario Odyssey. Like, I feel like they're trying to like highlight their own year instead of like saturating the market with here's Fire Emblem, here's Mario, here's Zelda, here's Metroid. Because I think you can also have situations where you release so many games at once that people just flock to the most popular out of all the games you put out. And then your other IPs are kind of dead on the shelf.
Yeah. That's another reason why they're deciding on releasing the Switch early in the year instead of near the holidays like they usually do.
Yeah.
Because they can definitely give some time to say, hey, we have a Nintendo Switch and then we have Zelda. You should buy it. You have up until like Christmas to get it, until Mario comes out. And then it'll definitely give people time to scoop one up and people can develop games for it and whatnot. So I think they did that on purpose. And for sales, of course.
Yeah, it's a smart move, though, because, I mean, if you release the Switch now, you're releasing it during a time where you're not having to worry about too much competition from the other generations because they're already out and established. Mm-hmm. And then you give people time to actually purchase the console, so that way, by the time the holidays come through, you can just start focusing on releasing those games and getting those games out during the holiday season. And then, that's when everybody normally starts buying all their games. So I think it's a good look, and that way you also give yourself time to have the console out for a little bit, and then from there, after a console's out for a while, then you can do those holiday price drops.
Mm-hmm. So or do those holiday bundles, because people have been complaining that I can't believe there aren't games bundled with it. But I mean, imagine how sick it's going to be at Christmas when they're like, hey, you can get a Switch and a new Zelda game and whatever else they throw in for $350, and all of a sudden you got this great holiday bargain. Like, I honestly feel like, and I've been kind of keeping this to myself because I don't want to like throw bad vibes Nintendo's way, but I feel like Nintendo's going to be the cause of somebody's death on Black Friday. Like, I sincerely do feel like I feel like somebody's gonna have like a stupid price drop on a Switch, and they're gonna bundle it with like every Switch game that's out currently or some shit, and somebody's gonna lose their life trying to pick up little Timmy a Switch, and it's gonna be a tragedy. But I mean, because like you guys said, I feel like it's overall a good strategy to kind of stagger your releases. I mean, they're also still pushing content out for the 3DS, so it's not like they'll have a quiet year. It'll just be, they'll put out their games and everybody will buy them, and they'll probably, I could see them having probably the most successful console year out of the big three for this year. And then next year we'll see like a real competition between the three of them.
What do you guys think of their...
Actually, let me slide in here. I read an article. This is many months ago. But apparently Nintendo isn't really But Nintendo isn't really concerned. They don't really have competition. The only competition is themselves. They're not even focused on Sony and Microsoft right now.
Yeah, I mean, I
that can also be
like
part of their detriment too.
Yeah, that could be to your detriment.
Yeah,
I feel like Nintendo is the
I
feel like Nintendo is the Apple of game systems. Like they
don't compare them.
Check it out.
Don't compare them to them back. No, I'm kidding.
But they have their own like personality and their own lane. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna release what they think is great for the people. Whether the competition wants to hear it or not, they're just dishing out what they think is pure for their own sake. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different, but I mean, just like us, we're diehard Nintendo fans. We're gonna love Nintendo no matter what they do. People are gonna love Apple no matter what they do. It's the same thing.
Yeah. You can even take away headphone jacks, and people just be like,
exactly,
okay, $150. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but I also think there's a difference. Like I know Nintendo's concerned with it, and they stay in their own lane. But I think there's a difference between not having competition and not acknowledging that there is competition.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of where they're at right now. They lost a good amount of people, I think, during that Wii U period of time. And when they did, they lost them to their competition. Now, whether or not they acknowledge them as their competition or not, they're still making a game system, and that game system still has competition on the market. So, there's still certain things that they have to do to make sure that they retain their customers. Yeah, you're always going to have the loyal fans, the people who've been with Nintendo since day one. But, you still have to keep things fresh in order for people to stay satisfied. And I think that's what Nintendo's struggling with right now. This is probably the first time in their entire time as a game company where people have actually started demanding something new.
They've always been keeping it fresh, though.
Since
the
always
beginning.
Keep it fresh. But this is the first time.
It's just that innovation comes with a risk sometimes.
Yeah, innovation comes with a risk, but this is also the first time where people were actually begging for new IPs. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, they were we'll release a little sprinkle of Zelda here, a little sprinkle of Mario here. Y'all want some Donkey Kong? Bow, we got you. But when Splatoon came out, that was really different for them because they're just oh man, we can't just get away with sprinkling Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong all over the place. We actually need to make something new. They're oh wow, our fans aren't 10 years old anymore. Half the people who play Nintendo are our age range. People who grew up with it. So now it's time for Nintendo to grow up with their fan base. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're doing it though. I mean, because once again, you look at if you look at any of the commercials, there is no, the only kiddie advertisement I've seen was that one part in the commercial where all the kids run in to play Mario Kart or whatever. But every other one has been you wake up, it's 3 p.m., you got to go to class, but your Switch is right there. You're gonna play Zelda,
right?
It's all been stuff geared toward people our age and a little bit younger, or it's you and your friends are hanging out at a party, so you bring something to their house to add to the party. I mean, because that's not something that kids do. Kids go to the place with the console instead of bringing the console with them. But I mean, I think the one thing one of the things I'm really worried about with the Switch is I hope they don't get stale on themselves, because I felt like the Wii U could have done much better had they not accepted defeat so soon. Because I felt like with the Wii U, everybody in the industry was saying, "Oh, the Wii U flopped," and I feel like it's almost like Nintendo let it get in their heads. And all of a sudden, the Wii U just wasn't a priority anymore. And it's just we'll just put out a game or two here, whatever. And maybe they were devoting all that manpower to developing the Switch. But I think no matter what the critical response is to the console, I hope they don't let people determine or judge the way that the console is shaped. I mean, because honestly, I think if you look at the PS4 and the Xbox One, I don't think they're terrifically strong consoles right now. I mean, because Xbox One just had 2 or 3 exclusives that were canceled that have been in development for years. And the PS4, I mean, it has... I mean, well, John, you have a PS4. What are some upcoming PS4 exclusives? Because, I don't keep up with it.
Well, I know in previous years, the big ones that came out were like Uncharted 4 and Bloodborne series, and then now this year, you have Horizon Zero Dawn comes out tomorrow, uh, and that's getting like 9s out of 10s.
I might actually
right now.
scoop that up. That game looks beautiful.
But you
Near
gotta get to Switch.
near
yeah,
Automata.
You
Or
and your
Nier
roommate have a
Automata.
PS4, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But okay, yeah, I heard about Nier too.
Yeah,
Okay.
near Horizon Zero Dawn. I think for the racing fans, I think a new Gran Turismo got announced. So I know some people are hype about that. There's something else. Oh, you got God of War eventually. I don't know soon, but eventually.
Yeah, and then Kingdom Hearts is going multi-platform, so that's not exclusive anymore.
Kingdom Hearts going multi-platform.
Yeah, it's coming out on
Yeah.
Xbox One. And maybe, you know what? I hadn't even thought about it, but maybe also the Switch. Who's to say that it can't?
Oh.
I believe The Last of Us
Very
2.
next.
I don't know how soon it is, but yeah, I believe The Last of Us 2 is supposed to be coming out as well. So Sony's got some games lined up, primarily single player. But I think that's kind of what carries Sony anyway. Most of the time, it's their single player franchise.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, but like I guess my point behind it was that like they don't have. I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn is coming out, and I've heard and seen that that's a great game. It's kind of weird that it's coming out right when the Switch is coming out because there are almost very similar games and being like open world exploration based RPGs, but you know, one is Zelda, so it's going to be in its own echelon no matter what. Like it could be a shitty Zelda game, and it'll be in its own echelon of like critical acclaim or review. But I feel like this year it's like Nintendo's chance to like solidly plant their foot in the market and be like, you can come to the Switch for the games you want to play too. Because I don't think they have like any imminent threats that truly threaten people's time with the Switch. Because I mean, like when the Wii U was out, PS4 was really getting its footing and it started coming out with all these great games, and Xbox One had its games coming out, and then the Wii U was just kind of like, yeah, new Mario game, go guys, like. You want to play Mario Kart? There you go. You want to do this? There you go. Whatever. And I feel like I said, they kind of let the competition, I guess, almost get in their heads. But I feel like if they just go hard this year and they just, I don't know, keep their foot to the floor and, I mean, release all these third-party games that all these developers have claimed that they're developing for the Switch and whatnot, I feel like this could be a banner year for them. And we could go back to seeing like a real big three. Not that I really care about console competition because I still primarily play on PC until I get my Switch. But I think we can go back to seeing Nintendo actually be seen as a force, because it always bugs me when people are like, "Oh, Nintendo's dead," whatever. Like, the 3DS still outsells. I'm pretty sure the 3DS still has outsold the Xbox One fairly consistently, which to me is kind of funny. But you know, whatever.
Actually, I'm looking at all these other games that came out. I forgot about these. The other one was Neo on PlayStation that people are playing right now. It's kind of like a
the like
Souls
Dark
game.
Souls kind of samurai one.
Yeah, so yeah, there's Horizon, Nier, Neo just came out.
What's up with all these end games?
Gran Turismo Sport, and then the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy.
Is that like a remaster or?
It's a remaster of the first 3 games.
Yeah, they're remastered, but well, I think they're a little bit more of They're more than HD remasters. It's kind of like the Ratchet and Clank games. It's more like a recreation. Like they're the first 3 games.
Is that the one where they like redid Crash's model altogether?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
That comes out this year. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you also have that Spider-Man game. That's also
Okay, low key, TJ. I'm gonna buy the Spider-Man game and I'll just come to your place to play it because I need a good Spider-Man game in my life, and and I've been waiting for a long. Like after Spider-Man 2, I've literally been waiting since the day Spider-Man 2 came out for another good Spider-Man game, and it looks like this one may get close. So
Make it close.
I mean, Spider-Man 2, like
You ain't like Spider-Man 1 and 3, dog?
Man, Spider-Man 1, you were web swinging off the clouds. Like,
I mean, but that was like the normal gameplay from the original Spider-Man games.
Hey.
Because in Spider-Man 2, they figured out how to make it work with buildings. Then in Spider-Man 3, they went back to clouds. Like, no.
I mean, yeah, I don't know why they did that, but like, you cannot deny like the original Sony PlayStation Spider-Man games were not fun and funny as hell.
I actually have like a moment of shame. I actually didn't play those. Spider-Man 1
What?
was the first. Spider-Man 1 was the first Spider-Man game I ever played.
You
Like,
never played the original Sony games.
I mean, I had friends who owned them, but I never like
No,
personally
not the early '90s ones. Nah.
No, like the like Spider-Man 1 and 2 for PlayStation 1.
Nah.
Yo, those
games are hilarious.
Now, don't get me wrong. I played them shits.
With the announcer in the background.
Yeah, it was like
wait,
Stan Lee narrating.
Wait, are you talking about on? You said on PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2?
No, PlayStation 1.
And I mean, because I played the one that came out on.
It was on PlayStation 1 and 64.
2.
It was on PlayStation 1 and 64.
No, Joey's talking about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
No, I'm not talking about Tobey Maguire.
That's what he's talking about. He's talking about that one.
Those were the first ones I played. I didn't get a chance to play the other ones.
You need to go back to the 1 and 2 before those.
What you know about them? What you know about them web cartridges?
Right.
Oh man, with them web boxing gloves you had to put on.
I mean,
Excelsior.
Wait, no, I remember that from Spider-Man 2. Like, which one are you talking about, John? Are you talking about the one that was on GameCube and PS2?
No,
and Xbox?
No. I'm talking about the PlayStation 1.
They talking about the super old school joints, the previous gen.
With Stan Lee narrating.
Yeah, Stan Lee was narrating the entire time, and I'm talking about polygons, bro. You're beating your hands or triangles, dog. Every tone sounded the same.
Yeah. Spider-Man with them like dry ass lines.
I mean,
but
no,
they were
I'll
still
definitely,
funny though.
I'll definitely look out for it. Like
Jones, can you put the videos in the podcast channel? Because I need to show Joey this right now.
Just go on and link it, and I can also link it for the video version of this as well. But no, Joey, I'm with you. That Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire on like PS2 and GameCube joint. Yo, that joint was hot. Yo.
Oh yeah.
Like, John, you know how many times I would drag somebody up to the top of the Empire State Building and pile drive them into the ground? I know it didn't do any extra damage after like 10 feet, but I didn't care. I was Spider-Man and I was pile driving people into the ground. Like, that was the most fun to me.
I have high hopes for this Spider-Man game just because it's being developed by Insomniac.
Oh, yeah, the Naughty Dog? Or not Naughty Dog, that's the developer. What games did they make again? What the fuck? I'm derping right now.
The Insomniac games, if I remember, they did Sunset Overdrive. They did the Ratchet and Clank games.
Okay.
All their games are like
I'm
open
derping.
platformers that are always really like, they have good comedic timing. They know how to make an entertaining experience.
Yeah.
So that's why I've got high hopes for this one as well. And I kind of hope that maybe, like, my hope for the Switch is that, like, if it does well enough, these developers start seeing that the Switch is doing well and start bringing over some of these games that have only been on Xbox One and PS4. Because I don't care what nobody says. Like, I don't need a 4K console. Because they've already announced that 8K technology is going to be readily available on the market next year anyway. So to everybody who was all hyped up about 4K, that's what y'all niggas get. Technology never stops. Like, everybody talking about well, the Wii U can't do 4K gaming. Well, neither can you, nigga, because 8K gaming is coming out soon, and you ain't going to be able to do anything about it. But my PC can do 8K gaming because I know how to invest properly. Anyway, like, like, I don't know. I kind of hope that, like, we start seeing those games coming to the Switch because, like, if they announce Kingdom Hearts 3 for the Switch, I'm done. If they announce the new Spider-Man game for the Switch, I'm done again. Like,
we're never gonna see Joey or hear from him ever again.
I think the Spider-Man game, that one ain't happening. That's a PlayStation exclusive.
see, that's another podcast topic for another time. Damn all these exclusives, and like even with Street Fighter V being quote unquote exclusive to the PlayStation 4 for the first year and a half or whatever the deal was.
Yeah, timed exclusives.
That was dumb as shit. Like, but whatever. I'm not going back on Street Fighter V. It has a special place of rage in my heart.
Nah, man, I need you to keep going. I was about to cook soon. I'm gonna need some salt to season the meat.
All right.
I mean, we can talk once the podcast is up, man. I got plenty of rage, especially for another Kin main, because I've been trying to talk to Patrick about it. And he's been like, "But you did your heavy Shoryu and it damaged me." Fuck yes, it damaged. It's on fire. Yes, it damaged you. Like, you know what? I hope it damaged you.
Whatever. All right, I had to live in hell for a whole year. You can deal with the two.
No, you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could just pick different characters.
No.
Okay.
Man, I have 5 characters.
Okay.
It finally took
Whose
me
fault
getting...
is that? Whose fault is it that you tried to play 5 characters and I learned how to play one really well? Whose fault is that?
Oh, Lord of mercy.
I mean, everybody should have a backup. That's all I'm saying.
I did have a backup. His name was Ken.
No,
He wore a different color shirt. Like, but not really though. Like we can talk after the podcast is up though. But I mean, I don't know. I think overall, I'm excited for the Switch. Personally.
You can talk about it if you want to. I'll just split the podcast up.
Well, no, I mean, I still want to like get this point out though. Like, I am excited about the Switch. I think it's going to be Nintendo's best performing console in a very, very long time. Maybe even ever. Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, bro.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see how they handle it. I think that whoever is now in charge of their marketing clearly actually went to school for marketing. Because before, I don't know what they were doing with some of those Wii U commercials or like the Wii commercials. Where
some didn't have commercials at all. Some Wii U games didn't have commercials at all.
Sometimes
bro.
it was just a game. And it's like coming out next week. What?
Also, I'm gonna need Nintendo to like, go back in their infrastructure from the Wii and get that Wii Shop in them games, because them some fire ass games on the Wii Shop.
Wait, which games?
You
Like
talking
all
about the
games?
Runner series?
No, not the Runner series. All the other games that was like on the actual like Wii Shop, and then before that was like the eShop on the Wii Shop channel.
Yeah.
All of them games, like that was like the
I'm-
precursor to the Virtual Console.
I know
like,
what you're talking about. I just can't remember any of the games right now. Like, name one of them, because I know I'm more than sure you and I
like
played.
what was the one game that I could? The one series that I came on was the family game series, like Family Golf, Family Table Tennis, all that.
I want to say yes. I'm just drawing a blank on it right now.
Oh. Like here,
I don't remember them, to be honest.
There was a bunch of random games, like because there's all indie, like
Because
they're all
yeah,
They
indie
didn't like
developed
condense it into like WarioWare, because
because like that's how Runner got its start.
oh wait, no. Okay, I do know. Yeah, I do know.
All of them games.
Yeah.
Where it was basically like the Steam Greenlight, where they let indie developers
Go
kinda
ham, yeah.
like kind of do what you want to do, and if it works, congratulations. And if it doesn't, it really didn't cost us any money anyway. So
We need them to go back to that library and bring some of them games back.
I dig it.
They had some real gems in there.
Well, I think they announced like a fair amount of indie games for the Switch already.
Yeah, but that's like indie developed games. I'm talking like from like actual different indie studios, like outside.
Yeah.
I think some of those were actually in house. I can't
wouldn't
remember.
doubt it.
I just know all I know that they were indie games and they were good, and they just kind of dropped the Wii Shop when Wii U happened.
Yeah, Nintendo's definitely had a lot of missteps over the years in terms of marketing, but I think they've been saved from it because they've always been consistent with like the 3DS and stuff like that. Like I can't think of anybody ever complaining about the 3DS or saying like anything bad about it.
Oh yeah, they've perfected mobile gaming. To be honest with you, like there's no suggestions that anybody can even offer to Nintendo at this point.
Yeah, like I knew a guy who's constantly tried to argue that the PSP was still competing with the 3DS. And I was like, the PSP is competing with DVD players. Like nobody really wants it, but if you go to GameStop and you see one for $30 and you see a Blu-ray player for $30, you got a serious choice on your hands. Like, do you want a PSP and like 2 good games, or do you want a Blu-ray player and a few good movies? Like, what you gonna do?
Even the original PSP, my best memories of it aren't even of it being a gaming console. I liked it because I had two. I only had 2 choices. I was either going to get an iPod or get a PSP, and I got the PSP, and I used it more as an MP3 player.
It's not like you have to pick one poison or another. Like they was either go shoot me or stab me, and I let them stab me.
And then, so I was like, I could get an iPod and put my MP4 videos on there, but I mean that screen's tiny. Look at the PSP; that's a big old screen. I'd rather watch a movie on that for 2 hours.
Yeah, hey, you remember them proprietary memory cards, John?
Oh
boy.
Man, I remember when I first met you.
Sony Memory Sticks.
Hot swap memory PSP around.
The Duo
and
Sticks.
What was it? We were playing that DDR game. We were playing Tekken. Like,
what was that game that you played? Oh crap!
What?
I don't remember what it was called.
That the thing that you brought to school. It was kind of like it was DDR, but it was like you had.
It was PSPR. I brought that in.
Yeah. When you had to fucking doing
Yeah, we were all like challenging each other's high scores and stuff. Like I'm with you, John. My fondest memories of the PSP were not of PSP games, which is kind of sad.
Got hacked.
It was some homebrew game that some guy made in like a week and a half.
Yeah, like,
we all just loved playing.
When I think of the PSP, I think of the times where I would download like the Boondocks season 1 and 2, convert it to MP4, throw it on my Duo Stick, and ride it and watch it on the bus.
Man, y'all remember ghetto game sharing?
So.
Oh, man. Yeah, nah. So the PSP is pretty well in dead. Because I mean, even the Vita, didn't they do something different? Like, didn't it have like a touchscreen as well or something?
Yeah, a touch pad on the back, and it was a touchscreen on the front.
That seemed like a lot.
Yeah, like I would say, not even get involved in the mobile.
They see Sony floundering around and they're like, nah.
Microsoft was like, man, we got Xbox and we got Windows. I think we are good. So
yeah, I mean, I agree because it
hasn't
hasn't gone well for Sony at all.
I think we can all agree with the Vita that them analog sticks were dookie.
Another like gaming, I guess, not even shame because I'm not even ashamed of it. I've never actually physically touched a Vita in my life, like not even once. I don't think I've ever even seen one like held by another human being.
Man, you just like all you need to know is them analog sticks are dookie.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I didn't see how they were. I appreciated their idea, where it's like we want to bring PS3 like quality games to a handheld like experience in space, but I just didn't see how they were going to translate that when your thumbsticks were at the bottom of the console, like because like you're not just holding a controller, you're holding a console, so like everything has to be within thumb's reach, and it's
and like what really killed that thing was the fact that it didn't even get its own special games. It kept getting getting ports of console games. I was like, come on, man, who's playing Borderlands 2 on the Vita for real?
It came out. What?
That was a port.
Yeah.
What?
And there was like I think Uncharted was on.
I knew about the Uncharted port because I mean to me that made sense. Like that's one of your most popular games. Okay, you can play it on the Vita. They ported Borderlands 2 to the Vita.
Yeah.
How you going? Who the hell's playing Borderlands on the Vita that you gonna port people?
That's on there.
That's hilarious. Yo, I may buy a Vita for like $50 just to see. Nah, I ain't trying to waste no money. I
gotta do is give it back within a week.
Yeah, man. Like Borderlands 2 on the Vita, I just looked it up. It got like a 5.4 out of 10.
Yo, how do you already ruin a game that's almost perfect? Like,
yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
that's crazy. I didn't know that they were. I knew that they ported some games, but I thought they had a few more like original game experience. Dang.
No, not really. Like I said, man, Nintendo is the king of that realm. Like, you don't even want to step on that territory. They'll blow you up. Like they have way too many established franchises on handheld already. Like everybody has one. Like it's just oversaturated by Nintendo. You don't even need to even step into that realm. It's just not a smart business decision.
Yeah.
Now they're gunning for the mobile markets.
I mean, honestly, with as much as I've been playing Fire Emblem Heroes, they may get it.
And Nintendo's like, even if you don't have a 3DS, we're gonna pocket.
Right. You gonna play this? You gonna play these Nintendo games?
you gonna play Mario, nigga? Like, I think they got like a Mario Runner game coming out.
It's already out on iOS.
Yeah.
Like
did they put it on Android yet? Because I kind of want it.
Well, no, like so Apple like bought the timed exclusivity, which was funny to me because people were saying like, "Oh, Nintendo's selling out," and they're stupid enough to only release on iOS. But then, like every article it said that Apple bought timed exclusivity, which literally tells me that they know it's so valuable they want it to be associated with iPhone first. Like, and I think it was like #1 in the App Store for a minute or whatever. I mean, but even if you look at like Pokemon Go took over the world for like a solid 3 months.
Oh yeah.
Fire Emblem Heroes is really solid. Super Mario Run is apparently really good. Like Nintendo has like been quietly they took that L on the Wii U and they were like, all right, I got you. Like,
I mean, they were never like down because of the 3DS. They were never down anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, they were just chilling, bro.
That's really what it was. The 3DS,
riding out that 3DS money.
The 3DS like carried them.
Hotcakes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because I got like 15 3DS games right now. Like Yeah, right around 15, something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think I got like around.
And Blue sold his 3DS like a trader.
Hello.
Hey man, I sold my 3DS so I can drop down my price for the Switch. Alright.
I dig it.
I already know I ain't gonna be touching no, I don't even think I'm gonna be playing League of Legends for a while.
I've actually
Lies.
started to wean myself off League because I already know. Like, as soon as I get frustrated with League, I'm gonna just turn on Zelda. Like, I can't believe these crap ass team. Whatever, I'm playing Zelda. Like, I'm just rage quit in the middle of the
I
game.
can't play League. I own too many competitive games. I need something else.
Like Zelda.
I don't want to migrate from salt to salt. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I can ever go back. Like seriously, I don't think I can ever go back seriously. Just that attempt trying to get ranked was just devastating.
Alright. But hey, to wrap up this podcast, question for
That's
Blue.
been like 10 hours. Damn, how long
I
have we been
know,
talking?
right? Question for Blue and Joey. So, since y'all are getting to
Likewise.
day one, what are y'all planning on doing? Are y'all camping out, or are y'all trying to rob a little
Nah,
kid? What's up?
I ain't got time to go sit outside of a GameStop. One, I got a job, okay? So I can't show up to work late on my first week working there and be like, I'm sorry, I'm tired and I can't stay awake. A new game console. Like, how am I look? Come on. I got to be there at least
Like
2 months before I come
Like a
through with those
dedicated
excuses.
fan.
Man, if I happen to get Switch money, that is gonna be my own. And it's to scoop up one of them extra, copy like consoles that didn't get set on the pre-orders.
What about you,
But
Blue?
yeah, like, my plan is, Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Blue.
No, I guess you didn't. No.
Yeah, go ahead, finish.
Oh no, I was just saying my plan is like I'm gonna get off work. I may leave work early because it'll be a Friday. And apparently, like low key, it seems like my job is real cool. I'll tell you guys more about it once we're wrapped up with the podcast. But like I legit asked one of my new coworkers, like, okay, so what's the schedule like around here? They were like, we generally trust people to manage their own schedules and just get their work done. And I was like, oh, okay, so around what time do you guys leave? And like my new coworker looked over at me and she was like, I mean, truthfully, on Fridays we just don't come. I was like,
What?
she was like,
Sweet.
why would we want to be here on Fridays? And I was
How
like,
sway?
and I was like, I mean, you're not wrong, but what? She was like, yeah, like if we are here at 2:30, we're trying to leave. And I was like, okay, well, I'll follow the crowd. But no, I'm gonna leave work whenever I do. I'm gonna go to GameStop. I'm gonna get my Switch. I think we're all supposed to be going to see Logan, so I may go to Maisha's
Was that
place.
on Friday?
They're both
in-
on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. That's why. So I may like pick up my Switch, go to Maisha's place, set up the Switch, and then debate how much I want to go see Logan. Like,
I mean, but then you just take it with you.
no,
Hey.
because it's day one. People gonna be scoping it, like looking in cars, looking for the red and white boxes, trying to crack windows. I ain't dealing with that.
Not if you put it in a bag and keep it on you.
Hey.
No, what? Nah. Because then I'm gonna want to play it in a theater. I don't have that kind of self control.
I mean, that's what previews are for.
I mean, it is portable.
I mean, you're not wrong. I don't know. I've already prepped my girlfriend that this weekend I'm going to be sitting in front of the TV all weekend long. Like, don't say anything about you play too many. No, I've been prepping her like months in advance.
Bruh.
March 3rd, you will be effectively single, but I still want you here because I love you. Like, but
You just said you were
effectively-
going over to her house, dude.
Well, I mean,
How's
because
that
I
gonna
don't want
work?
to. Because I don't want to not be there. Like, if I'm going to neglect you, I at least want to be around you. So,
While
like,
you're
if I get-
Isn't that worse?
Well, no, like, I mean, like, I'll still. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna like legit ignore her. Like, if she tries to say something to me, I'm just gonna like grunt and ignore her. But I mean, like, I'm also gonna be 100% focused on my game, so she knows that.
I need to be around her. How will she know she's being rejected if she doesn't see me? Like, come on.
But yo,
Now
like,
that I think about it, like now that we actually got on the subject of your girlfriend, how's that DJ and training going?
Hey, no. We're wrapping this up.
after the
No.
podcast. But yeah,
No,
that's what I'm saying,
Blue
like,
never
after
told
the
us his
podcast.
plans.
yeah.
All right, Blue never.
Those are my
yeah.
plans.
What about you,
She
Blue?
knows the deal.
What's the game plan?
When it comes out, honestly, I was telling Black earlier how because my last day was supposed to be on Friday with my job since I got the new job with the other company. So I was originally I was gonna set it for Friday, but due to some bullshit that happened at work today, I was just like, you know what? I'm just really ready I'm just ready to be done with this shit. So I'm leaving it on Wednesday. And that's when I got a call from Katie, one of our mutual friends, telling me that they're having, let's say midnight release on Thursday. I was like, huh, they got I took off on Friday.
Word.
This is really good. So yeah,
If you send me any spoilers, I will leave work and fight you. I'm telling you now. Like, I will literally get on Marta, because I take Marta to work. I will get on Marta, go over to Buford, and I will fight you. Like, don't spoil anything for me.
Oh, man.
It's gonna be hard enough knowing that the console is out and I can't play it for a whole work.
Yeah, that's gonna be beautiful. And then the weekend, then I get my car, then like everything's gonna be nuts.
Yeah,
But
it's gonna be a solid weekend for you.
It's gonna be a crazy weekend for me. But yeah, Friday's just Switch Day.
Cool.
Straight up Switch Day.
Merry Switchmas.
Well, Zelda Day. How about that?
I mean, 1-2 Switch is also coming out. Yeah.
Nah.
No.
Stop it.
If it was cheaper, I'd probably get it, but I ain't paying $60 for a minigame compilation. Like, nah.
But anyway, yeah, we're gonna go on and wrap it up. You can listen to the show on podcast, you can listen to the podcast on Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher Radio. If you want to watch the video version, hop on the YouTube channel. Everything is in the description. People's subscriptions will be in there too. And yeah, we're out. Bye.
Ladies.
Get the Switch.
Merry Switchmas. And a happy Switch year, or whatever people say. I don't know.